Hello everyone, welcome to round 7 of the Division 2 Championship Series. Today with 16 drivers on the grid. We have a very filled grid again. Above the 15 drivers is the target of this season and it's still working well. Today we're racing on the Silverstone circuit where we are expecting that the pace will be very close, especially with this grid. With the top 9 in the driver championships between 22 points, so that's really close, with 6 different winners so far in the previous 6 races. We only have 6 rounds to go, so we're halfway there, and let's go through the grid order at the moment. Maggot in the Aston Martin, Invisible in second. He is known that he is quite quick on the Silverstone circuit, so I'm expecting a lot from Invisible today. Donkey, Alex, Waza, Rock is in the Aston Martin, partnering with Maggot in the Aston Martin. Lancy and Michael Tip currently in the Alpine, in second in the Constructor Championship, only 4 points behind the current Constructors leaders. AlphaTauri, Tankade and Donkey Down has made a big step after round 4. So great to see them back in the mix and currently leading that Constructor Championship at the moment. In the Driver Championship we have Tankade currently leading with 62 points, 7 points ahead of Fox Blue. Fox Blue is not attending today, so he could get a good achievement in this race. His main rival only 7 points behind, 8 points behind. It's Michael Tip in the Alpine. So it's going to be a big battle between the AlphaTauri team and the Alpine on the Silverstone circuit. I'm expecting a really close battle between these two teams and these drivers. Of course, as you know, we're running the sprint qualifying format, so your short qualifying will determine the grid for the sprint qualifying, and the sprint qualifying will be the real qualifying session. Let's have a look at Lancy, who's just starting his hot lap at the moment. Lancy currently in P5 in the championship, 47 points. Well, Tankade on the lead is on 62, so he's not that far behind. He needs to have a good result. But let's look at one of the Aston Martins. It's probably R2E Rock who will be the first one to cross the line. So we're going to stay on board with the Aston Martin of Rock. His first season within DTR, and he's shown some good pace already. Might not be fighting for the top positions, but he's a really good contender for the midfield. Heading through that Maggot and Baggett section, and he is now heading into the fast right-hander. He will be the first one to set a lap time, switching back to 6th gear, keeping it on track, switching back to 2nd gear, and heading through the last chicane. He is going to cross the line and going to set a 1:27.9. That's the banker lap from R2E Rock. And who is following him behind? One of the Williams drivers. ABX M&T is 5/10 behind. And what is his teammate doing? I think it's Abrasive. Abrasive is going to start his hot lap. Lancy goes 2nd fastest with 4/10 behind. And look at Tankade already showing his true pace with a 1:27.5 on his banker. Great lap by the Dutch driver, currently leading the championship, and he is showing why. And what can his teammate do? Donkey, also a really quick driver. He was the champion last season in Division 2 with some stunning races at the end, which definitely resulted in here to get the championship. Let's see, Donkey Down is going to cross the line with a 1:27.5 and only 59 thousandths away from Tankade. Really close between the AlphaTauri team What can Michael do? He's just starting his hot lap. One of the guys to keep an eye on is Aggressive. He's showing some excellent pace on the new game. Maggot is already in P3, so the Aston Martins are close as well. And Aggressive sets a purple sector 2. I think he's 110 behind of Donkey, because Donkey did at 136. Let's see, he needs to nail the last sector. Switching to 4th gear, short shifting there, and he is really good on the pace. Let's see, Aggressive even at 127.5 as well, and 18 thousandths away. Really close. Aggressive again, showing why he is a man to watch out for. Look at Michael Tip, he is going through Maggots and Backers right now, currently in P3 in the championship standings, but he is not going to continue his lap. Look at Gunnar, his home race, and of course the coordinator of this tier, and he's on a 147, and of course there's not a purple sector for him. Uh, 147 is 1.2 seconds away. What can he do? He's heading through that last corner, losing a small amount of time, even switching to 1st gear, and he is going to cross the line with a 129.2, 1.7 seconds away from the top of the field, and that's a lot of time to be gained. I'm expecting the grid to be a little bit closer, but let's have a look. Aggressive, is he continuing on his flying lap? No, I don't think he is. So he will be diving into the pits as well. And now, as we're talking about diving into the pits, R2E Rock is diving out of the pits, going for a second run on this qualifying session. And of course, as you may know, all the drivers are qualifying on the soft tire. They have a free tire choice for the sprint, which is 9 laps. So it's going to be interesting. Will the drivers choose the soft tire on the sprint, or will they choose the medium tire? It could be a very close call between the strategies. Of course, I don't know the race conditions, but it's going to be a very interesting sprint qualifying race, as this short qualifying is not your qualifying for the feature where the most points will be counted. Let's see, R2E Rock. I don't think R2E Rock is going to continue his lap, so will he be starting another one? I think he will, so we're going to stay on board with him. He's 4.5 tenths away from the top. He needs to make a good improvement, but the track is getting better and better, so let's stay on board with him. He is keeping his car into 8th gear, heading into the first corner, and now which gear is he choosing? He is switching back to 3rd gear, switching back to 2nd gear to get the rotation in the car, and heading up to the first DRS straight. And he is already 1.5 tenths up on his previous lap time, so that's a good improvement in sector 1 for Rock, and that's a purple sector 1 as well for him, and he's looking very quick so far. And heading into Cups, where you switch back to 7th gear, or no, he is staying in 8th gear, heading through the Maggots and Backers section. A very tricky part, but where you can lose and gain a lot of time. Picking up the DRS on the main straight. He is already 3 tenths up. He needs to gain 1.5 tenths in that last sector. R2E Rock, can he improve by 1.5 tenths to grab that provisional pole position away from Tankate? Switching back to 2nd gear to get the rotation in the car again, and he is going to cross the line with a 127.5, and he's 3.5 tenths up, and he is 56 thousandths away from Tankate's time. So the lap time of Tankate is still a pretty good one. And what are some other guys doing? Donkey is going to start his hot lap. Is Tankade going to cross the line? And Tankade is still going to cross the line, but he is starting his hot lap right now. What is Mackett doing? He is not improving, so he is going to start another lap. He is 3/10 away, so he needs to make a good improvement right now. His home, not his home roast, he is from Ireland, so, but I assume he is knowing this track really well. We have seen Maggott fighting at the back earlier this season. Let's hope he can fight for the podium positions today. What is Maggott doing in the first sector? He is almost 110 up in the first sector. Oh, loses the car on the rear end. Makes a really nice 360 there from Maggott. And Invisible is doing a 127.6 and the grid is closing in. A really great lap time from Invisible. As I've announced before, he is quick around the Silverstone circuit. We've seen that in the races before. So Invisible is 110 away. Maggott will probably be starting another flying lap. And Pyro currently in P8 in the championship, 42 points away. He is diving into the pits. And Haas is invalidating it, and there's Donkey Dan. The AlphaTauri driver improves by 1/10 of a second and jumps his teammate for provisional pole, but there is still a 1-2 lockout for the AlphaTauri team. But let's see how aggressive even. Let's stay on board with him. Can he challenge the drivers at the top? The track is getting better with 6 minutes remaining in. Oh, a really big snap from Aggressive Even, and he is not going to continue that lap. So I think all the drivers are preparing themselves for the last qualifying run. Rika is diving into the pits as well. And what is Gunnar doing? Is he improving in the McLaren, or is he diving into the pits? I think he is still going. I think he's on an improvement, but how much is the improvement? And Gunnar is going to cross the line with a 128.8. He is 5/10 up on his previous lap time, but currently good for P12. And his teammate Waza has been DNF'd early. And the top 5 is within 0.2 of a second, which is very impressive. Quite disappointing is the Alpine drivers, Lancy and Michael. Currently locking the 4th row. So I'm expecting a big improvement from the Alpine drivers within 0.6 of a second, of course, but they need to have a good lap. And Gunnar is out of ERS, so I don't think he is going to continue in that flying lap. He still has time for another lap. And look at Maggott and Baggett. He is already diving out on the circuit, going really early on that last qualifying run. He had a great 360 run. 360. Can he improve? Only 4/10 away. I think it's doable for him to improve at least with 1 or 2 tenths. But we're going to stay on board with him, warming up his tires at the right temperature. A very strong performance from him as it stands. Had some bad luck earlier this season and was not on the pace, but this circuit seems to suit him, and that's great to see. Look at Maggot. He is diving into the last corners. He is going to put his car, and he is starting his hot lap right now. He will be the first driver to cross the line on his last qualifying run. He is really attacking those corners nicely. A really great job and great effort by him. Braking really late, locking up a little bit on the inside line. He is trying to rotate his car well, and he is, oh, a big slide, big moment out of a bit too early on the throttle. Let's see, Maggot, is he improving? No, he's not improving. He is 1.5 tenths down on his previous time. Will he continue his flying lap? I'm not sure if he should. I think he is still trying. He knows where to gain time. Let's see, going to Cobbs in the 7th gear and really nicely on the throttle there, and really careful. He is looking very good in sector 2 here. Switching back to 6th, 5th to rotate the car and line up your car for the main straight. He is currently not up on his time, but he sets up purple sector 2. So he is currently improving in that sector 2 time. He lost a small amount of time in that last sector. He is looking very good out of that corner. Will he make it a really good call in the last sector? And let's see, Maggot. Is he going to cross the line with a good lap time? He is improving at 1:27.5, and that's a really good last sector from him. 3 tenths up on his previous time, and he is only 75 tenths away from the AlphaTauris. A great lap time from the Aston Martin. And what are the Alpines doing? All on an out lap. ABS spawn. And Manaman is the only driver who haven't had a lap time on the Red Bull. I don't think he's using any rest, so he will probably be doing another lap to try and Donkey Down just starting his hot lap. And Tankate is right in front of him. I don't think Maggot will have enough time to get another lap in. And look at Abrasive even. He is going to start another flying lap right now. Let's have a look. Invisible is starting. So everyone is starting their last flying laps. Alex is going to cross the line with a 2:10 improvement, but it's not good enough. Let's see who is the first driver. I think it's Haas. Haas is not improving at the moment. He is 1.3 seconds away. Let's see, one of the Aston Martins, Arturi Rock. He is 1:10 up on his previous lap time. Let's see Rock heading into the last chicane. Let's see Rock, good exit out of that corner. He is going to cross the line with a 1:27.4, and that's a provisional pole for the Aston Martin. So the Aston Martins are really close there, and Tankate is crossing the line 2:10 up, but he is not going to improve. Let's look at Donkey. I think Donkey is 2:10 up on his previous lap time, and he is going to cross the line with a 1:27.1, 3 tenths away. What a lap by Donkey. Lancey crosses the line as well, and Michael on only P8. Invisible is one of the drivers who is still on a flying lap, but I think he is not going to continue. What about Ricka? Ricka, is he improving? Ricka is going to cross the line, and he is improving by 3 tenths, and he jumps horse. But look at the pole time of Donkey, 1:27.1. What an amazing lap by the AlphaTauri. What a lap by the AlphaTauri driver. And Rock It's going to be really close between the AlphaTauris and the Aston Martins. And guess what? The Aston Martins are not even in the top 5 in the constructors. Of course, we have a sprint race ahead of us, but Donkey is taking the pole position as it stands. R2E Rock in second place, Tankade in P3, Maggot in P4. Very great qualifying by him. Impressive even in 5th, Lancy in 6th place, Maneman in 7th, Invisible in 8th place, Michael Tip 9th place, Alex in 10th, Pyro in 11th, ABXMT in 12th, Rika in 13th, Haas in 14th, Guna in 15th, and Waza haven't completed a lap. So we're preparing ourselves for the sprint qualifying, 9 laps of racing, and after that it will be the feature. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on the predictions for this race. Let's see. And I don't know what the conditions will be. It's looking very dry at the moment. A bit cloudy. So I'm assuming we will have a dry race, at least in the sprint qualifying. But then, what is the tire choices? What are the tire choices? Will they choose for the medium tire and lose a small amount of time at the start of this race to gain time at the end of the race? It's going to be an interesting one because soft tires will degrade after 5-6 laps. So it's going to be an interesting strategy call by all the drivers. We will have a formation lap here. So let's have a look at the tire choices. All the drivers starting on the medium tire. And Lunatic has told me that the softs will not make it in the sprint qualifying. Thank you for your information, Lunatic. So all the drivers starting on the medium tire. So it will be based on the pace. And from P1 to P8 there will be points. P1 will get 8 points. P7 will get 7. P2 will get 7 points. P3 will get 6 points, and so on till P8. So Donkey Dan has had some bad luck this season. He is currently in P6 in the driver championship, 19 points away from his teammate. He can grab some good points in this weekend. Michael currently in P3 in the championship, 54 points, 8 points away from Donkey. He's currently P9, so he needs to pick his pace. Well, we're going to follow Donkey Dan, currently on pole position. Oh, do I see some rain? Did I see some rain? Did I see light rain? I'm not sure, but it could mix things up. Well, everybody is lining up their cars for the first sprint qualifying, or the second sprint qualifying of this season. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And off we go, and Donkey Down seems to have a really good start compared to the Aston Martin. But look at Tankade, he's already covering the inside. But look at one of the Williams, Abrasive, who has an amazing start already into P3. What an amazing start by the Williams driver. And he is already into P3, but look at the AlphaTauri of Tankade already alongside me and gets pushed wide. Tankade is losing a lot of positions, and he is out. He is out of the track. And losing a lot of positions compared to the rest of the field. And look at R2E Rock, he is already on the tail of Donkey Dan. Full 10 away, Sector 1 is having some issues with one of the Alfa Romeo's Haas spinning around. And look at Maggot, he is already alongside Abrasive for the P3. No, Maggot is defending from Lancy. Look at the Alpines. The Alpines are already recovering positions. Maggot having some trouble on the exit out of Cops. And look at Lancy already on the inside line and going side by side through Maggot and Backers. But Lancy decides to stay away from the side by side battle and trying to get the strategy right and pick up that slipstream and turning up that ERS deployment. And he is going to have a look on the inside. No, he is not close enough. But what a great start of this Grand Prix, and look at who has made the most positions. Abrasive made up 2 positions and he is fighting for the top spot again. Donkey Down sets the fastest lap, but how long will that stand? And 5-second time penalty for Alex. Maggot is in P4, still defending from Lancy, the Alpine driver, who has made an amazing start as well, alongside with Michael. Both Alpines already back in P5 and P6. Well, Donkey in the AlphaTauri is trying to get away. But look at Lancy on the inside line, going side by side with Maggot, braking really late. And Maggot defends the inside line, and he has the better exit on that corner. And again, Maggot has the overspeed. It's going to be a very close battle between these two, I'm going to assume. They're heading into Corps. Lancy is lining up his car. He is on 50% of ERS already. Oh, braking really early compared to Maggot, who is flowing on this section on the circuit. Look at Maggot, he is gaining and gaining. And Michael is right behind as well. A bit of a DRS train ongoing. The DRS will be enabled after this lap. Now we have a yellow in Sector 1. And it's Waza who spun around. And a yellow in Sector 3 as well. One of the AlphaTauris, Tankade, the current championship leader, is back into P13. He lost the car. Well, the closest battle on track is between Lancy and Maggot, so we're going to stay aboard. Maggot losing a small amount of time, a bit too late on the brakes. This will allow Lancy to close in. The DRS is enabled, so... But look at Maggot, he is using a lot of ERS compared to Lancy, who is just trying to stick with him within the ERS range. And the Alpine of Michael is close by as well. One of the Red Bulls is trying to pick up the slipstream from the guys in front. But look at Rock. Rock is trying to close in on Donkey. But Donkey is seeming to have some good pace around this circuit. But Rock will have the DRS being enabled. He is really strong on the straight line speed. We can see his car is dragging him to the back of Donkey. I think Rock is using a bit more straight line speed, as he is really struggling on the exits. And look at Abrasive. Abrasive is close as well, within 0.3 of a second. So we're going to stay in ball with Abrasive for this 3-way battle for the lead. And look at Donkey. Donkey is really gaining time on the exits. But now is really struggling on that accident. That will allow Archery Rock to close in. Rock wants to get his first win, and what is happening further back behind? We have Michael and Manneman going side by side, and Manneman is still on the inside line. Michael has a bad exit, and this will be a straight line run into Cobbs. And I think Michael has some overspeed, but Manneman is still there. Manneman has backed off. Oh, and one of the Aston Martin Maggot is out of the session. No, he's not out, but he is out on fighting for the positions. And he got a 3-second time penalty for that, so not sure why. And Waza currently in P16. Not really on the pace at the moment. We have a yellow in sector 1, and it's one of the McLarens is Waza again. And Donkey sets the fastest sector 1. I don't think he is at the end of sector 1, and we have a 3-way battle for the lead. Donkey really wants to create that 1 second gap to Rock. But Rock is a rocket on the straight line. So that's not gonna be easy for him. And further back behind, Lancy of course is 3.8 seconds away from the top 3, but the Alpines looking very strong for P4 and P5. And Rock is losing a small amount of time to Donkey, but look at him, his car is dragging him, and we have a safety car being deployed. Oh, this could mix things up. Lap 5, we have a safety car in the sprint race already. And the Delta is going to be very annoying. And Gunnar has picked up a drive-through penalty for speeding under that safety car. Not sure if it's deserved, but it's really annoying about this game. And Gunnar is having a 5-second time penalty in the pit lane as well. This is going to hurt him. You can serve a drive-through under safety car conditions, but this will help Aggressive and Lancy and Michael to close in on the top 3. And so is Manneman and Pyro. Everyone will be able to close in. And Tankgate is going to the soft tire. Oh, this is going to be a very interesting choice. But the safety car will probably be in this lap. So it's quite a gamble from Tankgate here. But he is on the soft tire. He can definitely attack if the safety car is staying out for another lap. So is Invisible, so is Alex. And Haas has already pitted for the soft tire. But will the safety car be in this lap, or will it go for another one? If it goes for another one, we will have 2 laps of racing. So it is possible that he will go in after this lap, but it is also possible he will go in after the next lap. And I think he is going to continue for another lap, so this will mean that the soft runners will be able to chase them. And this is what Tankgate is very happy about, because he has a chance to make some overtakes on the soft tire. And current biggest winner at the moment is Ricka, winning 5 positions on track. And Gunnar is deciding to switch to softs as well, but I don't think it will make any difference with serving that drive-through penalty in probably the last lap, so he will start last as it stands. But look at Tankade, he has closed up and he's back in P10. It's going to be very interesting. We're definitely going to keep an eye on him, because he will have some overspeed. And so is Maggot, but Maggot has a penalty which is not going to help him. Does he have 3 seconds though? No, he has 6. And I think after this lap the safety car will be in, so we will have 2 laps of racing. No DRS will be enabled, so all about the DRS deployment. Warming up your tires is really important to have a good launch at the restart. Will Rock be awake? Will he be ready for the battle? He has the straight line speed compared to Donkey. But Donkey has the downforce to focus on the exits compared to him. So it's gonna be an interesting one without the DRS. The Rock is going to be very, very challenging. I think he wants to grab that pole position, because that's really important. And Donkey is already going, and Rock is awake as well. Donkey is going very, very early. And of course, as you may know, you may only overtake after the start finish line, so this is going to be in now, and Rock is losing 7/10 of a second to Donkey here. And Abrasive is really closing in, and it's starting to have some light sparkles, light rain on the track. But look at Tankade. Tankade is really close, and Tankade is on the quicker tire. He's around the outside of the Williams of ABXMT. I think it will be a very hard time, but ABXMT is late braking, but Tankade is on the inside, and he has made the move on that soft tire compound. He is back in P9. He has 1 lap to go after this one. He is 9/10 away from Rikke, right in front of him. It's going to be a very interesting battle for Tankade in the last lap. He has some overspeed on those tires, of course, but really hard to overtake on Silverstone, especially when you're running a low downforce setup. But he is closing in quickly. And further behind we have one of the Aston Martins, Maggot, on the inside of ABXMT, and he made the move stick. And he is now back in P10, but he has 6 seconds of penalties. And Rock sets the fastest lap, so he is on a charge. And I don't think Donkey will be afraid of a challenge of Rock unless he makes a mistake. The Rock is really quick on the straight line, and I think this will help him in the feature. We're going to stay in ball with the bet of P1. He's within 5/10 of a second, gaining and gaining within 5/10. Going through Maggot and Baggett. He is losing a lot of time here. Oh. On the last part of the Megaton Becker section, he is losing already 0.2 of a second, which is quite a lot. And I don't think it will be a win in the sprint race for Rock, but it will be for the AlphaTauri of Donkey Down. It's not Tenkate, but now it's going to be Donkey Down who wins the Grand Prix with a fastest lap as well at 1:29.6. Rock finishes in P2, Aggressive in P3, Lancy in P4, Michael in P5, Manaman in 6, Pyro in 7, and Rika grabs the last point in the sprint race. And of course this is the race which will decide your starting position in the feature. So let's see, Donkey Down picking up 8 points, really closing the gap on his teammate. Donkey Down is now on 51 points. Rock is having a really good result as well in P2. Aggressive is in P7, picking up 6 points as well. So he is following Donkey as well. He is currently on 49 points. Lancy in P5, picking up 5 points. Wow, the grid is even getting closer and closer. Great racing by all the drivers. Really looking forward to the feature race. Tenkate, of course, still in the lead. Michael is 4 points winning, so he is now 4 points behind Tenkate. He just needs to finish in front of him, and with at least 4 points. But now this is a race where it all matters. Very sunny on the track, so it will be a dry race. Not sure if the weather's gonna get a quick turnaround, but it's going to be a dry race for the feature. It will be a medium hard strategy or a hard medium strategy. I think a few drivers will go for the hard medium. I think the top drivers will focus on the medium hard strategy because they want to stretch it till the end. As long as they can, they want to grab some time and gain some time. So we're going to see what tyre choice will be. Michael Tipp is the only driver within the top 5 starting on the hard tyre. And what I predicted before is that the top drivers will be trying to create a gap to the hard runners and pit. So it's going to be an interesting strategy call by all the drivers. Tenkate starting on the medium tyre in P9 as well. So is Rika on the hards. So only a few hard runners. Outside the top 10 we have Maggot, Haas and Gunnar going for the alternate strategy as well. Gonna be a very interesting race. Donkey Down on pole position ahead of Rock. We're definitely gonna expect a really close battle between these two. Rock showed us this season he can be really quick, but he has chosen a low downforce setup on this circuit, and I think Donkey has a tiny bit more downforce, and this is helping him out of Maggots and Baggots on the straight line. I think it's just enough. But look at this man, Aggressive. He is a man to watch as well. He can be so quick. He showed that earlier this season. And of course, don't count out the Alpines. Lancy and Michael. They are always quick on every track. Very consistent. So they're just hoping to keep up with the front. Michael is starting on the alternate strategy, so I think he's probably going to try to keep the guys behind him. Manaman and Pyro. Pyro is within the top 9 in the drivers as well, so if he finds the pace, he could be up there as well. Well, everyone is lining up on the circuit. Let's see. We're gonna get ready for the feature race at Silverstone, Route 7 of the Division 2 Championship. We are Donkey down on pole, and the lights are out, and away we go. We have a really good start again from Donkey, and look at Abrasive. He is already making an amazing start compared to Archery Rock, and he overtakes him into the first corner. He is into P2, and Rock is back in P3. Lancy in P4. Michael stays in P5 on the hard tire. Really terrific start from the other Alpine. Losing a small amount of time on the exit, and he has now Tankade on the medium tire, winning 3 positions already, and he's back into P6. So Tankade has made an amazing start on this Grand Prix. He is on the mediums, of course. Look at Power, he's running really wide with a Red Bull on the outside on him, and he gets moved on, and Pyro is really struggling on the traction. And now Donkey Down is full on the pressure of Abrasive, and Archery Rock is close as well. So it's going to be another 3-way battle as it stands. Lancy losing a small amount of time to the top 3, but I think he is just trying to keep up. And we have someone out of this who is losing it. Alex has lost it at the end of Maggots and Buckets. And Donkey still in the lead. And Tankade is losing a place to Invisible. Tankade had a small moment out of that last corner. He is now fully under pressure of Pyro. So Tankade had a small moment, but he is trying to catch up. And Invisible is 2.4 seconds away from Michael into P6. Look at Pyro, he is right at the back of Tankade, really putting that pressure, and Tankade runs really wide, and this will allow Pyro to close in as well. Tankade really struggling on the tires at the moment. He had a really good start, but he's losing some time now. And Pyro runs really wide as well into Cobbs. Really late braking, and look at Manaman on the outside, going side by side, heading into Maggots and Buckets, and he gets a move done. A really great opportunity for Manaman to claim a position. A really nice job by him, and just taking an advantage of the drivers in front, making mistakes, keeping it clean, choosing the right moment to overtake, and he is now closing into Tankade. Donkey Down sets the fastest lap, 7/10 away from his rival Abrasive. And the top is really close, still within DRS range, and the DRS has been enabled on this lap. And this will allow Abrasive to close in even further. But look at Rock. Rock is a rocket on the straight line speed. A lot of shifts ongoing on board with the Aston Martin. What is the closest battle on track at the moment? A lot of small gaps between the whole field, which is good. Gunnar already pitted for the hard tires. And everyone is almost within 2 seconds. So the grid is really close at the moment. After 3 laps. But we're still keeping an eye on the top 4. Look at Abrasive, he is closing in to Donkey. Still having 50% of ERS left. And Donkey is still having a lot of ERS as well. And DRS has been enabled. So this will give him an opportunity to close in. A bit of a DRS train ongoing between the top 4. No possibilities to overtake. Now it's all about keeping your car on the track. But we all know Abrasive. He could be very quick. But he's losing a small amount of time as well. Not that much compared to Artillery Rock, but Abrasive braking really late, running a little wide. Not going to be close, but he is within 0.6 of a second. Will he push Donkey Dan into a mistake? But look at Lancey. Lancey is keeping up with the top 3 as well. Michael losing a small amount of pace, 2.4 seconds away. But he is on the alternate strategy, so I don't think he is trying to keep up with him. He is just trying to keep up the rhythm on these tires. He has a medium runner right behind him who is closing in quickly. Let's switch back to Invisible. Invisible is closing into Michael, who is definitely on a slower tire at the moment. But I think Michael is managing his tires really well. Invisible really struggling with the dirty air of Michael's tire. And Invisible is definitely having some good exit here, and he is picking up the DRS really low on ERS, while Michael is still having some ERS deployment left. And I think Invisible is already on 17% left of ERS, so I don't think he should use it anymore. He is closing in, even without the ERS deployment. And look at Abrasive. Abrasive is closing in to the back of Donkey. Oh, we have a yellow in sector 3. It's one of the Aston Martins. Maggot. Maggot is losing the car. And he is now further back behind. And Abrasive is losing some time. Lancey is closing into Rock. So the tires are starting to degrade. So Rock is losing some time. He is pushing a bit too much on these tires, which allows Lancey to close in. But look at Rock. He is a rocket on the straight line speed. And that's a big advantage for Rock here. Look at Abrasive is within 0.4 of a second. Donkey Dan made a small mistake perhaps. Look at Abrasive. He is within 0.5 of a second. I think he needs to be closer. He needs to push Donkey into a mistake. Look at Abrasive. He is now within 0.5. Really focusing on these exits. picking up the slipstream, looking very close now. Really trying to get the same exit speed of the compared to Donkey. He is now still within 5 tenths of a second. He is really closing in, but I don't think he's going to be close enough for a move. No, Donkey Dan is really keeping up the pace. I'm not sure if Donkey is pushing too much on the tire, but at least he is under pressure. So he's not gonna have an easy race. We're taking that stunning pole with a 127.1. And let's have a look. The biggest winner so far, Invisible, winning 5 positions after the start. Very impressive start by Invisible. As I've announced before, further back behind we have Invisible definitely trying to go for a move. Speaking of Invisible, definitely trying to make a move on Michael, but I don't think it seems to work for him. Let's see. Winning 5 positions, the biggest winner on the circuit so far. Switching back to 7th gear in the first corner. But Michael is definitely pushing on those hard tires, braking a little late, and still making his hard tires work. I think the clipping point on those tires is around 10 or 11 laps. Then the hards will come alive. But Michael's not losing a lot of time on the hards to Lancy. Invisible just has some good pace on the medium tire. And of course the slipstream is working on the circuit, but oh, Michael runs really wide. This will give Invisible an opportunity after the Maggots and Baggots section. If he's nailing these corners, he's really focusing on the good exit, and this will give Invisible a really good opportunity to make a move. He is really close, within 1.5 tenths of a second. He will choose the outside line using his DRS. Michael going side by side, defending the inside line, and Invisible is not being able to overtake. Michael defends really well. And what a battle between Michael and Invisible. Michael, growl Invisible! Oh no! A bit too early on the throttle. Oh, watch out! Oh my. And that's Spyro losing his entire car. Oh my goodness. And there's the safety car. There it is. Well, that's an easy switch to the hard tire. This is not gonna help Michael on his strategy. And that's a big carnage after that spin of Invisible. And Alex gets a 5-second time penalty. Let's see the tires at the moment. I don't think anyone has pitted at the moment in the top 5. So what will the yeah, of course the top drivers will have a good pit stop right now. Easy pit stop till the end. 16 laps on the hards. Doable. And of course the drivers on the medium tire diving into the pits, and so is Michael. which tire is he choosing? Is he diving in onto the medium tire? Yes, he is. And Invisible still staying on the medium tire. He isn't going to pit. Not sure what happened to him. Look at the 1, 2, 3 on the hard tire, and Michael has switched to the medium, so he will be on the attacking strategy. Tankade on the hards as well into P8, Rika on the medium into P9, and so is ABXMT. So the hard runners are switching to the medium tire. It's going to be very interesting on the strategy right now, because at the start, at the restart at least, the medium runners will definitely have the tire advantage. But look at him, Donkey still in the lead, really showing why he's quick and why he's a champ of last season. He's back in form, at least in this race. Looking very promising for him. If he can grab a win in this one, he will definitely take the championship lead out of his teammate if he stays in P8. Both McLarens are on the mediums as well, still trying to catch up. And Alex is spinning under the safety car conditions. That will allow Maggot to gap past him. And I think the safety car will be going in this lap, so the McLarens needs to pick up their pace. We're on lap 11 of 26. So we're almost halfway of this Grand Prix. The first safety car in this race. We had a safety car in the sprint race as well. But this is the first in the feature. I don't think the safety car will be in if Gunnar is not gonna be able to catch up in time. Or maybe it will. Nope, we're going to have another safety car. Then I'm going to the toilet real quick. And I think the safety car will be going in this lap. So we are preparing ourselves for the last stint of this race. I don't think there will be any pit stops anymore. So Donkey down on the hard tires, Abrasive on the hard, and Rock on the hard. So the battle continues for P1 between these two drivers. No room for mistakes with gaps between 0.5 of a second. But look at the leader, Donkey down, really in his zone, comfortable in the lead the whole race, in the whole sprint qualifying. Oh, Donkey spins! Oh no! And this will allow Abrasive to set the pace right now. Oh, Donkey has spun on the safety car conditions. Oh my! No, Donkey is messing it up at the moment, and Abrasive is taking the lead right now, and R2V Rock is at the back of him. And look at Invisible, he is in P3 now. Lancy in P4. And his teammate Tankate is pitting for a new front wing. What is happening for the leaders in the constructors? And will there be an opportunity? And look at Lancy has a really good exit compared to Invisible, fighting for P3 in the championship. Lancy is definitely fighting for that P3 in the championship. And look at him, Lancy on the inside line, and he is making the move stick. Now Invisible is on under pressure of Michael. And look at Michael on the inside line, making the move as well. And this will allow Invisible to move back to P5. Not sure why he didn't pit, but losing some time. But look at the front. We have Rock and Abrasive fighting for the win. Oh, I'm feeling so gutted for Donkey. Michael is on the medium tire, definitely trying to catch up with the front runners. Michael could be one of the drivers to get the win. He is on the alternate strat. It's going to be really close, but look at Rock. Rock is closing in to his main rival Abrasive. The DRS will be enabled after this lap. But look at Rock. He is looking very confident on the tires. And has really good exit speed. No need to use his DRS deployment. Just needs to stick within that DRS range. Running really wide. Really impressive how Abrasive is keeping his car on the straight. Because he's fully under pressure of Rock. Abrasive runs a little wide. This will allow Rock to close in. Rock is really struggling out of these corners. But look at him. He is gaining a lot of time now on the exit out of Maggots and Beckett. And he is closing in. Look at that straight line speed. His car is dragging him onto the back of Abrasive even. Really great to see. We are going to see a great battle between these two, with the DRS being enabled, but Lancy is closing in within a second as well. So it's going to be a four-way battle with Michael on the fresh medium tires right behind him as well. Ricca, even on the fresh mediums, is closing into the both Alpines. Look at Rock. He has the DRS, has a really sloppy exit. Within 6/10, that's not going to be close enough. Still a rocket on the straight line. You can see him gaining 0.2 of a second on the straight, on just a small straight. How would it be after Maggots and Beckett? His straight line speed is just insane. Tank 8 has pitted for the soft tires. And look at Rock, he is within 0.6 of a second. Losing 0.2 of a second out of Beckers, and he is almost out of the arrest range. He's not gonna be close now, but look at him, he is gaining and gaining like 0.3 of a second on that straight. That's impressive. So definitely on a low down for setup. Really managing it well. Lancey really struggling to keep up with him on the straight line. Just waiting for the right moment to pass his rival. 10 laps to go. And Donkey has a penalty as well on the hards. So his pace has definitely is not be as it was at the start. Really unfortunate for him. He could have created himself some breathing space out of to tank it. Oh, big slide from Archery Rock, and he's now fully under pressure of Lancey. Lancey's on the outside line, and Lancey has made the move for P2, and Rock is now really struggling on those tires. Made a small mistake, and he is now trying to get back on Lancey. But look at Michael. Michael Tip is really close behind as well. But look at Rock. He is a rocket on the straight line. Let's see if Lancey is able to defend from that attack. I think he is. Look at Michael. Michael is really close to the back of Rock. Whoa, he go for an inside move. Yes, he is braking really late. And Rock is keeping him the space, and he is still in P3. What an amazing battle. And now Aggressive is taking his car away, and look at Michael. Oh, really late braking. Gets a really tap at the back of. And Michael is really aggressive on his moves. But still has not made the overtake work. And Rika is getting closer now on Michael. Hopefully Michael didn't pick up any damage from that collision at the back of Rock. Rock is losing a small amount of time to Lancey. Lancey is within 1.3 seconds away from Aggressive even. 1.4 now. And Rock is trying to gain on Lancey to claim back his P2. And we have a McLaren spinning around. It's Wazza who is not on the track anymore. He is in P12. But the championship leader Tankade is losing some important points today. And Lancey is losing a lot of time. Lancey is losing 0.4 of a second on the main straight. And Aggressive is managing his car really well. Also using a lot of ERS. And Rock is not even using a lot of ERS, so Aggressive is trying to keep the DRS out of Lancey. I think Aggressive is gone now. I don't think Lancey will be able to catch up unless Aggressive makes a small mistake. Look at Michael. Oh, Rock has a small moment out of that corner, and this will allow Michael to close in. Rock is really fast on the straight line, so Michael really needs to make the move as quick as possible. He's not gonna pass Rock on the straight line. He needs to do it into the corners where the downforce is really important for Michael. But look at Rock. Rock is really close. Rock is really close, and look at the straight line speed. Lancey is just, he can't do anything about that. And will it be smart for Lancey to let go Michael on the medium tire? Michael is definitely faster at the moment. Will there be any team orders here between the two Alpine drivers? And Rock is 1.9 seconds away of Abrasive even. So Abrasive has it in the back as it stands. But of course, it's still a Silverstone. Anything can happen. And this will mean Abrasive, of course, on track he won in Italy, but he touched Donkey down, which resulted him into getting a penalty. But it will be his first alleged win of the season. But of course, he has shown us that he has some great pace earlier this season, and he's showing us that again. But Rock is closing in 1.8 seconds now. 0.2 of a second in the last lap. But Rock is still under pressure of Lancey. And look, oh, Lancey spun around. Oh, one of the Alpines. Oh my, oh. Lancey fell back to P8. That's not gonna help him for the championship. And Michael is now on the medium tire, right at the back of Rock. But I think those hard tires will have the advantage in a few laps of time. And look at Donkey back on the P5 after that safety car restart, where he spun after almost going back to racing. Very important moment for the Dutch driver, who was fast the whole day. Made a small mistake, a bit too much throttle to warm up his tires, and he lost it. Some flashback moments from me in Australia last season. But look at Donkey, he is trying to make the move on Rikke. Donkey is trying to make a move on the inside line, and he is making the move stick into at the end of the main straight. He is picking up P4, has a 3-second time penalty, of course he is, but no risk for him. Focusing on that exit, now trying to close up on Michael, but of course only 6 laps to go. He needs to close the gap of 3 seconds to his main rival. And again, one of the McLaren drivers has spun around. And Gunnar and Waza both in the pits. And look at Rock. Rock is closing in. 1.5 seconds to Rock. Was 2 seconds, 2 laps to go. So he is gaining a small amount of time. So will the tires be degrading of Abrasive, or is he just saving some ERS? No, he's not saving ERS. Rock is just flying. 1.2, almost within the ERS range. But then again, he needs to overtake him. And Michael is just trying to follow him. Michael is within 0.4 of a second to Rock, so he is definitely putting up the pressure on those fresh medium tires. They're not fresh anymore, but they seem to be really fresh compared to the tires of Rock. Well, Rock is within 1.3 seconds. Michael looking up a little bit, really late on the brakes. I think Aggressive has just saved up some ERS. Now he's using all of his ERS to keep that DRS. And Rock is losing a small amount of time to Aggressive. Really bad on the exit. And one of the Aston Martins, is it Maggot? Maggot spun. Really hard for all the drivers to keep that consistency on the track. Michael is really high on the ERS deployment. I think he's just following. Well, Rock is really closing in to Aggressive, but he is losing a lot of time into the last corners. It's going to be interesting if Rock will be able to close in the following laps. But look at Michael, he is really saving his ERS well. Now look at Rock, 1.1 seconds away. He is almost within the ERS range of Aggressive even. 1.1 is the gap. 1 second is the gap. Almost within, he is within the ERS range. Now he needs to focus on these exits to get it right. He's really pushing all of his heart. He is pushing to keep it within the DRS range. If he gets the DRS on Aggressive, he has a chance. And he is within 1 second. He is within 8/10 of a second. He is really a rocket on the straight line. Let's see Rock losing a lot of time now. But will he has DRS? Yes, his DRS is enabled. So this is an opportunity for Rock where he has been waiting for. He is now going to close in with the DRS being enabled. And the red lights of the back of Aggressive even are flashing. So Aggressive is really low on the ERS deployment. What is Michael doing? Michael, is he good on the ERS? Yes, he is. So Michael is saving up ERS for the last 2 laps, knowing that his rivals are really low on his ERS. So he will have an opportunity. He needs to burn some ERS to get closer. Or will we wait for a battle in front of him? Because Rock is giving it all. Within 6/10 of a second now. Rock is saving up some ERS for the last laps. We all know that he's really quick on the straight line. Aggressive runs really wide again. Definitely got a warning for that. Oh, this is Rock. Rock has a really good accent compared to Aggressive. This will give him an opportunity to make the move. Rock going for a move on the outside. In on the inside. Going side by side with Aggressive. And this is where the battle is going to continue. And what an amazing battle for P1 in lap 24 of this Grand Prix. Michael Tip is closing in as well. Has some ERS deployment. So will he has the tire? Will we have the tire to close in? Rock is within 3/10 of a second. Aggressive really struggling on the tires. 2 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Let's look at the POV of Rock. He is really close. Will there be a late overtake from Rock on Aggressive? I think it's smart to wait for the right moment. Aggressive really taking Rock's car out of that slipstream. But he is losing a momentum. Look at Rock, really good on the exit, but Aggressive is good on the exit as well. Aggressive is using ERS at the moment, while Rock is just trying to keep up with him, waiting for the right moment. And another good exit from Rock. Rock is trying to make another move, and Abrasive is weaving. But look at Rock going for the inside move, going side by side again with Rock. They don't want to make any mistakes. Look at Rock. Is he trying to make a late dive? No, he isn't. He is waiting for the last lap, trying to stick up, wait for the right moment to make the move. What a battle between Abrasive, and what a show between these two drivers. The winner of this Grand Prix will be my driver of today. They have put up an amazing show. In the last couple of laps, look at Rock, really good exit. Abrasive struggling on the exit, and this will allow Rock to close in with the DRS being enabled. Abrasive really weaving, trying to break the slipstream on Abrasive even. Michael is losing a small amount of time because those medium tires are definitely not taking their advantage anymore. This is the last opportunity for Rock to make the move. This is going to be the last corner that he will have an opportunity. He has all the DRS deployment enabled. The DRS has been enabled as well. RTB Rock going side by side with Abrasive even, and he makes the move stick, and he gains to P1. What an amazing move by Rock in the penultimate lap. What an amazing race by RTB Rock, and he is going to grab his first victory in DTR. What a race, what a performance by Rock, overtaking in the penultimate lap. That is what we call a great race mind. Really great, just lining up his car, waiting for the right moment to overtake, not taking any risks in the laps before. That's racing Rock. Definitely deserved this win. But Abrasive, a great race as well. Michael finishing off on the podium. Donkey Down still finishing in P4. So still a good result by him. Rika in P5. Alex in 6th, picking up some good points as well after some spins early in the race. Lancy in 7th place. ABXMT in 8th place. Haas picking up a point as well. Gunnar jumps him on the finish line to P9. Haas in P10. Waza in P11. Maneman in 12, Invisible in 13, Tankate is finishing in 14th place. The championship leader definitely having an off day. And Maggot is stuck in the pit lane entry. That's really weird. Anyway, what a great Grand Prix, round 7, and you're not gonna guess it, another winner. 7 different winners in 7 races in this division. That shows us how close this division is. Rock taking the first win of his season. A great drive by him, taking P1 and P2 in the sprint and in the feature. Definitely earned my driver of the day. Rock winning, Abrasive in 2nd, Donkey Down 3rd. On points. Michael in 4th, picking up 4th points. Very unfortunate for Donkey to pick up a 3-second time penalty, but Rika in 5th place, Alex in 6th, 7 Lancy, ABXMT in 8, Gunnar 9, Haas finishing in P10, taking the final point. And of course the drivers right behind him. Really disappointing race from Tankate in P14, the championship leader. Definitely gonna lose his championship here to, I think, Donkey Dan. Thank you for watching, and we're going to see you next week, where we will be racing at Belgium. Really nice circuit as well. So good overtaking opportunities. So I will see you next week and have a good evening.